All right, welcome back to the channel again, ladies and gentlemen. Thank y'all so much for coming over now. If you haven't watched my video of Omar Gooding talking about the Tyrese incident where they almost fought each other and how he didn't get invited to the You're Just a Baby Boy video shoot, you might want to check that out because now I don't know if this part of the interview was before that or after, but after hearing that story, now this kind of makes sense. Omar Gooding says Tupac would have played Jody in Baby Boy better than Tyrese. You know, you're looking at two actors, two bald actors. I mean, well, Tupac, I guess you can say he's an actor, rapper slash. He's played in some stuff. Um, I don't know, man. I can't picture. I'm trying to picture Tupac getting his head licked and slapped or whatever by Ving Rhames. I can't picture. I think they would have actually fought on the scene, on the set. But again, we're back with Art of Dialogue. The original video will be in the description. Let's see, because when you see a movie and it's kind of hard to envision someone else playing that role. Maybe I remember Tupac. They said I think they wanted him to play Old Dog in Menace to Society. All right, we ain't gonna waste no more time. Let's jump right into it.
When you look at that Jody role, right? Who do you think would have played that role better, Tupac or Tyrese?
I thought you were going to ask something else. There's something I would say. Would Pac have done a better job than Tyrese? Yeah. I'm gonna take a little bit longer to answer, so it doesn't sound like a diss.
Mm.
Yeah. Let me weigh. Let me see. Transformers. No, he Transformers. Let's see. Fast and Furious. Ooh.
Four
Yeah,
brothers.
yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Pac. I'm gonna go with Pac would have did better. Pac. Here's the thing though. Tupac died in '96.
Six.
The movie didn't happen until we didn't film it until '99. Um, in '99, I was ready for the role. In '96, I wasn't,
Mm.
and nor would I have been considered for the role. If Pac was in the movie, I wouldn't be in the movie. So that's, wouldn't you rather see it with Pac? No, because unless Pac didn't get killed and just stayed alive. But if he didn't get killed, they would have made a movie right away, because it was John Singleton's next year that wrote for him. So I wouldn't be in it. It's fun to think of how, here's the thing too. Here's the thing, because casting is so important and everything I believe happens for a reason. I couldn't think of, I'll just say it. I don't know who else would have been able to pull off Sweet Pea.
I tell you this. What do y'all think Jada Pinkett would have been doing to get that Taraji role? Oh my goodness. She probably would have paid them to do that. Y'all don't even have to pay me for this role. Just let me be with Tupac. Oh.
The way that I did because of what I had invested, because of my abilities, because of my past to that point, and so forth and so on. But I think Tyrese was the perfect Jody, though, because that's not nice. But in the sense of, he was able to, the mama and all that, like he was able to hit those points to where you would believe him being that type of person in every way. You know what I mean? And Pac, I don't know very many vulnerable roles I've seen him in. Like he's always been Pac.
That's what I'm saying.
He's had layers. Okay, if you take from Juice to maybe Bullet, or was it Bullet where he played the cop or whatever? You know what I mean? He's had different layers, but it's always been Tupac. You know what I'm saying? That type of role. I know him. Even Poetic Justice, he was still that nigga in it. You know what I mean? He had the vulnerable moments with Janet, but still, he was still that guy. You know what I mean? So I don't know if I'd see him having the mentality, especially with what he spoke on and how he, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't see him really being that dude. But as far as an actor, an overall acting ability, then yeah, sure, I would definitely think Tupac. But I think it would have just been different. You know, I think it would have been, yeah, the baby boy that's more general. Like, you know, Tyrese's version.
Yeah, because his role, Omar's role, it was almost like he had to motivate Tyrese. That part when he was like, Buzz, Buzz, like you wouldn't have had to tell Tupac that. It's almost like you could have had Tyrese as Jody, but Tupac could have played his role. You know what I mean? That's what I'm getting.
It's a little exaggerated, I think. I'm sure there's something that's dead on who he was. But for the most part, it's like, okay, and he's living with his mama, and he's like, mama, and all the, he said mama so much. You know, I was coming from a nigga raised by his mama. It's like, it's not really raised by their mama. Kind of, they really more. If anything, we more extra because we protect the moms. Like, you know, they just, so black woman can't raise a man. Nigga, fuck out of here. We more protective of our mama than anybody else. That's what a lot of real men came from, raised by their mama. Because Pops was out there doing his thing, and we had to be the man of the house now. You know what I'm saying? So that mentality, oh, I'm still living with my mama, knock it off. So, but the way he pulled off was fun, and it was funny. A lot of times when you see the movie Baby Boy, or rather when I meet fans, they go, man, that movie Baby Boy, that was funny as hell. And I always go, damn, it's funny because we weren't going for comedy.
Yeah.
But you say it was funny as hell. And then when I watch it, yeah, we laugh all through it. There's certain parts, but these are real moments that we're laughing at. No, there's purposeful comedy in the movie is maybe when Ving Rhames turned around naked and like, okay, that's obviously supposed to be a joke, you know.
Drinking a
but
Kool-Aid.
a lot of stuff that they laughed at, you know, you want to snatch the dress. I know what I want to sell. That wasn't meant to be funny. It was me being in the fucking moment. But the way he put it together, like, that's hilarious. You know, the writing, even everything about it. Hitting his leg while I'm got my eyes closed doing the prayer and shit. Like, that's funny, but it's not meant to be funny. It's, I know you ain't paying attention. Lock in, you know what I mean? So yeah, again, who would, you know, you can ask that question at any time. Who would you rather see play this role, Tyrese or Tupac? You know, but I think there's two kind of perspectives. I hope I covered them both.
Big facts.
You think Tyrese a good actor?
Yes, I think he does good acting. I've seen him in 3 roles that I really liked.
4 Brothers.
As an actor, every role we have to make choices. We can read it like this, we can read it like that. We can perform it like this, we can perform it like that. Good directing is awesome because an actor will say, this is what I believe the character should be, and they'll give you that interpretation. And then the director will be like, interesting. Now try it like this. You had a lot of energy. Try it without energy. Try it again. Throw all those lines away. Don't put anything on them. Just do it just flat and just see how you feel. All right, try it one more time, but really imagine that someone just died. You don't have to cry, but at least make the attempt. Like a director give you something and you'd be like, wow, I didn't even think about it like that. Like, what if the person had this, that, you know what I mean? So just to thoroughly answer your question on my opinion, I think there are certain choices that actors know that they can make, and people that act maybe aren't aware of those choices. Do you know what I mean? Maybe they don't know, oh yeah, I was like, well, it said this and it said exclamation point. I have to yell. You don't have to yell. You just have to be intense. Don't scream the line, just say it intense. That's what the exclamation point means. It doesn't mean you have to yell. No, make that decision. Everyone's yelling the line. You're gonna go audition for this and everyone's yelling. You can hear them through the door yelling. Why don't you go in there and whisper that shit? I bet you it'll have a better effect. These are choices that actors know they can make in the lines. A lot of actors that are, a lot of entertainers that attempt to, I shouldn't say attempt, that get acting jobs and acting roles. I've been very vocal about my criticism of rappers taking my jobs, as I like to say. But there was a period of time in Hollywood where, yeah, I'd be like, oh, this role would be perfect. They gave it to this guy. Well, why? Oh, because he sold a bunch of records. But can he act? No, but people are going to see his fan base. They're looking at it like a fucking business. You know?
Yeah, I mean, this goes back to the, you know, what he talk about that goes on in Hollywood. You know, how he said he's not willing to do certain things for roles, and certain people are. You know, even Cat Williams talked about that. He said, well, I said no. What did they say? You know? Big facts.
I mean, Tupac, he felt like an actor. He felt like when you saw him in a role, you weren't like, oh, this rapper's doing a good job. Some rappers, you go, this rapper's doing a pretty good job. You know what I mean? Because they're not trained in the art of theater. They don't know these choices that they can make, so a lot of their roles look exactly the same. I've heard people say, "Oh, Ice Cube played the same dude in every role." And it's funny, but it's true. But it's like, so what? But I also,
Y'all know the one, I met him one time at the Staples Center. The Mexican dude who always played Hector in like every single damn movie. I know exactly what he means when he says that. That's why they said some people will have dreads, and they'll cut their dreads because with the dreads they always get a certain role. When they cut their hair, they can expand more. But yeah, he was like, well, why don't they just give him more of a role with his dreads? And that's what they be talking about. That's what they be looking at. It's big facts. But you guys know who Hector is.
met him in real life. That's him. I'm like, you can smile. This is a comedy. I did Barbershop the series, and I got to meet. It's funny. I met Ice Cube 2 times. First time I met him was on the set of Boys in the Hood when I went to go visit my brother, and my brother went, "Hey Cube, hey, meet my little brother, man." And Ice Cube turned around. And, what? You think he smiled? I'm 7 or no? Yeah, what was I 10? Well, I was a little dude. Oh man, Ice Cube, nice to meet you. And what's up? I was like, "What? You okay?" That was intense. I'm just saying hello off camera, bro. Then I met him the second time, 20 years later. Nah, not that. Let me see. Yeah, about 10 or so years later, as I'm I'm playing his role on the Showtime version of Barbershop. Now that series only went one year, and the reason why is because we did the adult Showtime version of a franchise based for PG-13 audience. You know what I mean? So all them fans, all that fan base is like, we're not watching Showtime like this. You motherfucker, it's crazy. But anyway, so I met him on the red carpet, and I did the same way, just as intense. Yo, what up? Oh, what's up? God, this don't ever smile. We're on the red carpet. You know what I mean? So anyway, but that's him. That's just him through and through. If you see him in a role, you know what you're gonna get. And I always try to find a way back to the original question. Yeah, but Tyrese, again, now I've commended him. I saw him, last time I saw Tyrese was at the premiere for 1992. It was a special screening for 1992. And I walked out, man, and I shook his arm, I shook his hand, I just leaned in, I said, hey, bro, I like this. This was good. My favorite performance was, after Baby Boy, was Annapolis, where he played he was in the Navy, and he was the guy yelling. He was the guy. He made some excellent choices in that movie. And I hope more people see it before you judge him on his spectrum of his full career, because he did a great, oh man, I was like, I don't know who directed it. I don't know I didn't get to get that deep. I just said, boom, boom, and slid off. But in the sidebar, yeah, whoever directed that and whoever, gave him the guidance through that role did his thing. That, and 1992 was pretty damn good. I believe I'm saying it right. 1992, about the riots? Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, 1992. Boy. Remember that like it was yesterday. I was 12 years old living in Compton when them riots went down. What do you guys think? Could you guys see anybody other than Tyrese playing that role? I can't pitch. I feel like Tupac and Ving Rhames would have fought. And I feel like Jada Pinkett would have found her way on set. Or wanted, yeah. Yeah, she probably wanted to play the mama or Taraji, something. But yeah, man, this brother, really, really good stories, man. Hey, again, appreciate you guys coming over. If you enjoy, go ahead, leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe, man. Peace out.